my soul. I'm the most selfish person that I know. Here we go, down the rabbit hole. Got a couple carrots around my neck. Self-respect when you.
And we are live. Welcome back to Mescalin Moguls. It's your boy, the one with the Scarface face, your boy Scarface. And thank you guys for joining us for another episode. You know, the episodes have been doing great. Again, I am working on the TikTok to try to get that back. You know, we are in the process. Hopefully, I'm very, very, very hopeful that we're gonna get the TikTok back. So if you guys haven't, go follow Backup Account. It's linked in my bio and linked in the description. Wherever you guys are watching this, is gonna be linked. So make sure you guys go check that out. Shout out to everybody who keeps supporting the podcast, the TikTok, everything. Like always supporting your boy, buying the pins. So if you guys don't know, we sell these pins. Shout out Prolific. We got a baseball, we got a straight razor, and then we also got a sleeping Goku. And if you guys want to buy one of these shirts, Sucios, and we have a Sucias. Don't worry, ladies, we have a Sucias as well. So make sure you guys check that out. So again, thank you guys for all the support. I always appreciate it. Follow all our social medias. You know, we got a lot of big things coming. I got a lot of like new things coming like on the way. I just can't share everything just because, you know, I like to wait until things are actually happening for sure. That way, like, I can share them with you guys. So, again, thank you guys. But today I wanted to get into, because the other day I had a message and someone said that they wanted me to do a podcast episode about dating somebody with kids. Now, this is popular just because, shit, nowadays everybody's popping out kids like crazy. But some kids now, like, especially if you get later in life, you're going to run into somebody that has kids. You know, it's very hard to find somebody that doesn't have kids. It's hard to find somebody that, you know, doesn't have multiple kids, let alone like none. So I wanted to get into like some tips of, you know, getting involved with somebody who has kids, you know, because right now, like I said, I'm 35. I know most girls around my age have kids. So for me to be like, oh, like, I'm not dating nobody without kids, you know, would be dumb. My ex has had kids, or ex had kids. Well, actually, yeah, ex has had kids. Yeah, that's actually a true statement. So, but it's hard because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are important, and some guys don't know how to let them be important, if that makes sense. Meaning, like, they want to have all the attention on them, all the priority on them, you know, and that's not how it works, especially when they have kids and things like that. Like, the priority is the kids. Like, let's just be honest. Well, it should be the kids. But so we're gonna go through some tips and things just in case you're getting involved with somebody with kids, you know, and then the more they have, the more difficult it's gonna be for them to find time for you as well. So number one, be patient. Understand that the children are their priority, so be patient and respectful of their commitments. And I was just talking about that. So they want to give their kids their best life, like whether it be the guy or the girl, right? So if they're signed up in sports, signed up in this, just know that their time is going to be very limited, and you know you have to be willing to accept that right off the get-go, you know, because if spending time with them all the time until you get to meet the kids, they're not going to instantly bring you around the kids. Well, most girls aren't going to bring you around the kids and be like, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that. It's going to take a little bit of time to build that trust, and you know, where they want to invite you to be with their kids, if that makes sense. So you have to be patient with them. There's a lot of school activities depending on their age, or they just can't find a babysitter. You know, sometimes they have to. It's hard because they have to plan something, and then they have to find a sitter. They have to like make arrangements for everything like that. So, and especially if they have multiple kids, they have to make arrangements for that. So just know, if you are getting involved with somebody that has kids, they are going to be 9 times out of 10, they are going to be the priority, and you're going to fall right behind them. So again, it's not saying that they don't want to get to know you. It's just they have a commitment to their kids, you know. Of course, they want to hang out with you. Of course, they want to see you. Of course, they want to go also and have fun. But their kids come first. They have to find a sitter. You have to arrange time. You know, you can't just be like, hey, tomorrow, let's do this. She's going to be like, well, let me see if I can find somebody to watch the kids or kid. You know, you just can't do that. So you have to be aware of that, that you're going to have to let them know ahead of time that, yo, I'm trying to go do this next Friday. Try to find a sitter. Let's make it happen. Let's go. That's a better scenario than being like, yo, what are you doing this Friday? Let's go do this, which Friday could be like in 2 days, 3 days, which might not be enough time for that person to find a sitter or find, make arrangements for that. So be patient, fellas and ladies as well. Number 2, open communication. Discuss expectations, boundaries, and long-term goals early, and ensure you guys are on the same page. And that's going to lead to a healthy relationship. Meaning, like, I've talked to girls when they're like, I have a kid, this is and that. I really don't want to introduce anybody to the kid until, I know this is a for sure thing. And I get it. Totally fine. I'm not against it, because you don't want to be bringing around a bunch of strangers around your kids. So you want to make sure who you do bring around is going to be around for a long time, because getting attached to the kids, that's, it gets difficult. It gets, the kids then like, where's the so-and-so? And then it just becomes a mess, or it just confuses the kids too, especially depending on the age. It confuses them. You're around, and then all of a sudden you're not around because you broke up and things like that. So if they're really hesitant to bring somebody around, be okay with it. Don't be like, no, I have to meet your kids. And also be aware that, even if they tell you, hey, they're not looking for a dad, they have their dad, and things like that. Don't get offended by. There's a guy who I know that got offended by that. That's not something to get offended by, because they do have a dad in their life, maybe it didn't work out between them, so they split up, but doesn't mean the dad stopped being a dad. He just, the relationship wasn't working out, so they went their separate ways, but he's still there for his kids. So just have an open communication, set your boundaries, what you will and will not accept, just because if you let people know off the top right away, then that sets those boundaries instead of later on, like, not talking about it. Because it's huge to communicate whoever I'm talking to that has kids, because I have my boundaries for like co-parenting and things like that. And, so if those are like things that you cannot fulfill on your end, then, this is not going to work out. So, Number 3, respect the co-parenting dynamic. If your partner co-parents, respect the relationship with their ex-spouse and any arrangements that they have in place. And I get this. Doctor appointments, like school appointments, like games and things like that, events where the kid is like participating in, and both parents got to be there. I understand. I'm on board with that. Have an open communication with me, and we can go from there. What I will not accept is them going on family dinner dates, family vacations, you going over to the baby daddy's house for some reason because they want. No. You guys are separated. If it has nothing to do with kids, I don't want that person messaging me, hey, how's it going? How are you doing? Things like that. I'm sorry, my friend. That's why I'm here now. I'm here to take care of her. You worry about you and the kids. Like, don't worry about her. I got her. I got her. So that's a big thing with me. You're not going to be in constant communication with your ex. If it's not about the kids, then there's no reason you guys should be talking. There's no reason why he should be over at your house, and there's no reason why you should be over at his house or you over at their family events and things like that. Because again, I have my boundaries with co-parenting because, the shit's bitten me in the ass. And so now I have my boundaries. If you vibe with me and you're willing to work it out with me, like you want something with me, then these are things that I expect from you. And if you can't, then cool, totally fine. I understand. We're not going to work out because I'm not going to deal with it, So I'm just going to, remove myself from the equation. So again, like this is why I said you guys also have to have boundaries. You guys also have to talk about things like this because I will not. No, if I find out you're over there like having a family dinner date night, I'm out. You guys work it out then. Like, obviously, if you guys can't separate that, you guys are separated, but you guys can't separate that, I'm good, because, we've all seen it where things happen, all of a sudden, like, you start hooking up, and no. I'm not going to be involved with that. I don't want to be thinking that. I'm not going to be, in that whole drama, baby daddy, baby mama stuff. No. If you can't keep it how I, like, it's all about the kids, and then that's it, then, like I said, we're not going to work out. And that's totally fine if you want to go and do your thing, but you and I, not going to work out. So, but this is why have that communication and set your boundaries on co-parenting. Okay. Like, and then the girls too, like, I'm sure think about it. If I had kids, you wouldn't want me spending the night over at the baby mama's house, taking her to dinner, taking her on vacations. No, like if you don't want that to happen to you, like why is it okay for you to do it to somebody else? You know? So number 4, build a bond. Take time to get to know their kids and build a genuine relationship with them. Be a positive influence in their lives. And this is once you get to that point. Like once you get to the point where you do get introduced to the kids, just remember how kids are. Kids are sponges. They're going to learn everything. Like they're going to pick up on your tendencies, your habits, how you talk to their mom, how you treat their mom or dad, however, like whatever the situation is. But if you're going to be involved with a girl that has kids, just remember that you're going to have to be around these kids too. Like they're going to become, even though they have a dad and stuff, they're still going to be your responsibility. Meaning like when they're with you guys, that's your responsibility to show them, you know, right from wrong, make sure they get brought up, you know, with morals, respect, and things like that. Like be a positive influence on them. Don't like yell at them or anything like that, because then they're just gonna be like, yo, you ain't my dad, like, or you ain't my mom, like I don't know why you yelling at me like that. No, build a relationship with them, because depending on the age too, like if you get with somebody who has older kids, it's gonna be a little bit harder when they're in their teenage days, just because, you know, they really don't want nobody around their mom, you know, or if they've had bad experiences in the past where somebody was involved, but then he ended up dipping out or abused his mom and so on and so forth. So like, you don't want to, you know, again, like if you're going to get involved with somebody that has kids, just know that you also have to provide a positive influence on the kids too as well. Like you're going to have to like take them under your wing, because again, no, you're not going to be their dad, because if they have their dad in their lives, but you're also going to be somebody involved in their life, you know, that's going to be around for a long time. That's going to be that man of your guys' household, you know. So just remember that you also have to take on those responsibilities. And sometimes in the case where you actually have to be the dad because the dad's not involved. So, you know, now you have to, depending on the situation, again, like I said, it depends on the situation. So if you have to take on that responsibility, like, make it a positive one. Like, why would you want to teach or think that they're not your problem? No. Again, if you're getting involved with somebody with kids, they are your problem now. They are your responsibility. And depending on the situation, you might not be the dad in the relation, but you are still a male figure in their life, or a woman, you know? So just depending on the situation. So just remember, you have to have that positive influence on that person, and just not just with them, just with everybody, even the mom. Like, make sure you have a positive influence with the mom too, because like, why would you know, don't treat the mom bad, you know, that it leaves the kids in a bad position, because you've seen it, like where somebody comes in, treats their mom like shit, and all of a sudden they hate every other guy after that. So just be a positive influence to everybody, not just the kids, okay? And so the next one is flexible schedule. Be flexible with your time, as their schedule might revolve around their children activities, and which is true. Again, depending on the age, what they're doing, if they're in soccer, if they're in baseball, if they're in gymnastics, whatever the case may be, they're going to want to take their kids to that, because, you know, they want them to start building up these skills, being involved in different activities like that. So again, it's not that they're trying to put you behind, like or trying to make you feel like you're not important to them. You are, but this is their kids that they have to raise, you know, because nobody else is going to raise them. That's their kids. And so they have to raise them. And if they want them to be involved in sports and just like different things like that, they're going to do these things, you know, like you're going to be not their top priority. So you have to be flexible with your schedule. Like I mentioned earlier, you're going to have to let them know ahead of time to hang out, because they can't just like, all right, cool. Friday, yeah, let me just drop these kids off wherever. No, they have to find a babysitter, find a family member, find a sibling, find somebody to take care of. And if they're making that effort, they probably like you. So like, you have to appreciate the effort that they make to make time to hang out with you. Now, it may not always work, because there's always like different things, maybe a school activity here, there, they got to go to a game. Games are on weekends now. So like if they choose to go do that instead of hang out with you, it's not that they're choosing them over you. It's just like, this is their kids. Technically they are choosing the kids over you, but you should have known this coming in. You know, you should have known this, that they were going to choose their kids over you on almost anything. So because their kids come first and they want them to grow up being involved in sports, doing all this stuff. And like, why would you want her to take her away? And then of course she wants to be there too, to see their kids like doing whatever activity. Like, you know, you see some of these parents, they get super excited when they take their kids somewhere. So, you know, they want to watch them, they want to see them grow up, because trust me, they grow up fast. My nephew is fucking, like, I remember when just barely holding him, and now he's 3, running around all over the place, like grown ass. Like he's going 3 going on 30, because like this dude is like, he's all over the place. But just how much he's grown, you're just like, damn, like I'm not gonna see Milo like this anymore, you know? So I try to take advantage of like him growing up. You know, I wish I could be around more, but you know, it's just, I got a business, I got other things I need to do, but I try to be around as much as possible. So number 6, understanding ex-partners. Be empathetic if they still have in communication between your partner and the ex for the sake of the children. Okay. See, and I talked about this earlier. I have my boundaries. Like, if you guys are talking about, hey, like, can you sign this form for so-and-so because they want to go doing so-and-so, cool. Like, and things like that. Hey, don't forget, you have to take so-and-so to a doctor's appointment. Things like that. Hey, what are you doing? How are you? Small talk and stuff like that. I'm sorry. You guys ended that as soon as you guys ended the relationship, okay? And for whoever, hey, don't worry about the partner. Like, for me, in my case, it's like the mom, right? Don't worry about the mom. Like, I got her. I'm taking care of her. She with me. Don't be asking her how her day's going, how she's feeling, and yada, yada, yada. No, that's my responsibility now. Now, you just worry about you and the kids. That's all you got to worry about, okay? Don't worry about me. Don't worry about her either. I got her. So, but again, like, it's a big thing for me. Like, if I'm talking to somebody with kids, I let it be known right off the top that I don't vibe with that. Like, it's not something that I'll let slide or be okay with. So, but this is something you have to communicate whoever you're talking to, and just know that they do have to talk to them. Okay, I'm not saying don't talk to this person. If you see him out, don't approach him. No, I get it. Like, that's the kid's father. I get it that you guys are going to have to communicate every now and then, like, see each other every now and then. But, like, family dinner dates, no. Family vacations, no. You going over to his house, no. Him coming over to your house, like, and, like, staying for a while, absolutely not. Like, dropping off kids and picking up kids is a whole different story, but actually coming inside, seeing what you're doing, hanging out, no. Hell no. And, again, if you can't do that for me, that's totally fine. We're just not going to work out. Like, I let that know. We're just not going to work out. But it's totally fine. Maybe you'll find somebody that will be okay with it. But me, no. Okay. So, but be aware that they do have to have, like, their ex is gonna be in their life for basically forever. So, like, you have to be okay with that. All right, and then so number 7, take things slow. Allow the children to adjust at their own pace. Rushing into things can cause stress for everyone involved. And see, this is why people hesitate to introduce kids to their partner or who they're talking to, you know? So you have to respect that they don't want to go through like a roller coaster of emotions, like introducing you, getting to know you, getting attached to you, and then all of a sudden you leaving because the relationship didn't work out. So this is just putting a kid through a bunch of different emotions, which is not healthy. So if they don't want to introduce you to the kids right away, be fine with that. Just, it's because they're protecting their kids. At the end of the day, they don't think you're a bad person. You know, it's more that they don't want them to get attached, and then you're gone. You know, so she wants to make sure, or he wants to make sure, that you're going to be around for a while before, you know, you start bringing the kid around and start doing stuff with the kid, because kids get attached very easily, okay? And so imagine, like, you getting attached to a kid and all of a sudden it didn't work out, and then you're gone, and then the kid's like, yo, we're so-and-so, and then if they see you out, say you're with a different girl, and then, like, they see you out, and then all of a sudden, like, they're like, what's going on here? You know, you confuse the kids. So you have to respect that they don't, you know, if they want to take things slow, if they want to wait to introduce, if they want to wait to do like family type of things with you and stuff like that. So just be aware of that. You know, they're just protecting themselves with their kids. You know, their feelings most important. You know, because bringing multiple people into their life and then they just keep leaving, that's probably what they're gonna pick up on and probably do the same when they get older. They're just gonna be like, well, this is normal. This is what happened, my upbringing. So this must be a normal type of situation, like where people just come and go all the time. So you know, you want to be careful with that. Number 8, respect privacy. Understand that your partner or children might have. Oh, already read that one. No. Respect privacy. Understand that your partner's children might have mixed feelings about your presence. So respect their privacy and give them space. And don't think, even though I'm fucking amazing with kids, you know, not everybody's like me. They're not gonna start talking to you right away, or maybe they just don't like people around, or if they're older, they're gonna take a little bit longer to be accepting of you, because like, what if there was another guy and like he ended up leaving, so they're just like, oh, he treated my mom like crap, and you know, what makes you think that you're gonna be any different? So they're gonna be real hesitant. So you know, just respect their privacy. They're trying to protect their feelings. They're trying to feel things out, especially when you get older. Like I've never dated somebody who had like a teenager or anything like that, so I never dealt with that. But I have dated girls who had kids a little bit older, and they're more accepting. But that's what sucks too, is like the whole attachment thing. You know, they start getting attached. That's the biggest thing. So if they don't want to, just take it slow. You know what I mean? Don't rush in there thinking that you're gonna be like the man of the house. They're gonna love you. Everything's gonna be great. Just slowly start introducing new things. Hey, you want to do this? Hey, Hey, I saw that you like to do this. Like, you want to go try like that skateboarding thing outside? Like, we can go and try it right now. You know, and things like that. Just take it slow. Don't be telling them what to do and stuff like that. Because if you come in all bossy and stuff like that, they're gonna be like, who the fuck is this guy? So just be careful with that. And number 9, supportive role. Be supportive of your partner's parenting decisions and help and offer help when appropriate. Now, this is hard because, of course, you don't want to parent someone's kids, but of course you want to voice your opinion, especially if you guys been together for a while. So it's a really touchy subject because some girls don't like you to tell anything to their kids because that's their kids and you shouldn't be telling them anything. I remember a girl told me, like, her kid was about to hit her on the head with a toy, right? And I saw him. I was like, no, don't hit her. Don't hit your mom. And like, I kind of grabbed the toy because he was about to smack the shit out of her with the toy. And I stopped him. And she got upset that I raised my voice. I was like, he was about to hit you on the head. Like, what the fuck? I just stopped him. I would have stopped any kid hitting a person on the head with a toy. But again, like, this is why I said, like, some people are kind of picky, like how you treat their kids or how you like even talk to their kids. Again, but if you also have kids, you have to just know that some people are bringing good intentions, good behaviors. They're not trying to be, they're not ill-minded, you know, they're not trying to like control your kid or anything like that. Cause like that, I felt some type of way after that because I was like, yo, I didn't really do anything. You're upset that I told him not to hit you on the head with a toy. Like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? It's like, that was just like a whole weird ass thing. But that's why I said, like, it's hard. Like, you have to kind of learn like where be that supportive role, but just know that some people are not going to want you to, you know, tell their kids anything. Like, you can't tell them that. You can't tell them that. But then you'll slowly learn that what the mom wants what role she wants you to play in the whole like relationship you guys are in and their kids. So, but just don't go in there like right away and like thinking you're the shit and like you run shit, you know. But also, ladies, you have to be aware. Like, some people are bringing good intentions, good vibes, and like, I think that's still like so funny just because she got upset that I told him no. Not to smack the shit out of her with a toy. She was like, you can't talk to him like that. And I was like, the fuck? You know, like I was I was like, just what the fuck? Like, I literally just stopped him from hitting you on the head. Next time, I'll let him smack the shit. That's what I said in my head. I was like, next time, he gonna smack the shit out of your head, and I'm not gonna say anything. Stay toxic. And number 10, maintain balance. Find a healthy balance between your relationship and their responsibilities as a parent. And like, again, this goes back to knowing that they're going to choose them. They're going to be their priority. You know, their priority is going to be their kids. And so they're not going to be able to do everything that you can do, especially if you don't have kids. So just be aware that give them time to plan things. You're going to have to plan things with this person. It's not going to be like a last minute type of thing unless you know that they don't have them that weekend. Like, figure out their schedule, plan things around that. Know that it's not going to be like, hey, come around all the time until like she gets comfortable enough to like to introduce the kids to you and stuff like that. Then maybe she'll bring you around a little bit more. But at the end of the day, she's going to choose her kids over you, you know, most of the time. Most of the time, the moms are going to choose the kids over you. And it happens too, like vice versa, you know. Guys will choose their kids over the girl, and you have to respect that decision because at the end of the day, like, they have to bring them up. Like, they're the ones raising them. They're the ones that have to show them, like, instill these like responsibilities, these morals, and you know, and things like that. Like, they have to do it. Nobody's gonna do it for them. You know, they brought the kids in the world. Like, there's only so many times you can drop them off to grandma and grandpa's or a sibling before they're like, yo, like, I got shit to do too. Like, what the hell? So just be patient. Just be patient. And, you know, I like, again, I've dated girls that have kids, and I know like where that their priority is going to be the kid. And I get it. I plan stuff around it. That way, like, we can still see each other. We can still hang out. And like I said before, like, this is why you got to stay active. You got to stay active. That way, like, during the day when you do meet the kids, you can wear out the kids during the day. That way you can wear out the mom at night. You know what I mean? Like, wear her out. You got to have cardio for that. I always say that on my TikTok lives. But just know that you are going to have to be that positive person in their life, too, as soon as you get accepted into, like, for her to bring you around the kids, okay? But also, again, don't be rushed into this thing thinking that you meet this girl, she has kids, that she's going to introduce you to the kids right away, that you guys are going to be like this whole big-ass family. No, because some guys think like that. Okay, they're like, well, why can't you bring me around the kids and stuff? And you've been talking for like 2-3 weeks. Like, what the fuck? Like, she doesn't even know if you're going to stick around. So you have to be patient with them. You have to know that their schedule is not your schedule. Okay, their schedule revolves around what she has to do, like work and her kid's life. Okay. That's where her schedule revolves around, not you, okay? And so you have to be accepting of that. And I'm totally accepting of that. Like, if I find out they have kids and, you know, I instantly I'm like, all right, well, like, how old are they? Like, what her schedule is going to be like? Oh, they're a little bit older. They're involved in, you know, A, B, and C. And so she's going to be busy a lot of the times. And so you just, like, figure stuff out like that. You know, it's not super difficult. It's not rocket science. But it's more about being patient with them and knowing that that's their priority. And that's the biggest thing that I wanted to, you know, bring across, like, this whole podcast episode, is just knowing that you have to be patient and that they're going to be their priority. You're not going to be, their life is not going to revolve around you. Of course, they want you included in their life, but if they have kids, trust me, their life is going to revolve around the kids and not you. So just be aware of that. Just be conscious of that and know that you're not going to have all the attention, because I know some guys want all the attention on them. Like, oh, let's go do this. Oh, I can't have the kids, you know, like, and then they get upset that they can't go and do that because they have kids. You knew getting into it that they had kids, and now you're getting upset over, like, situations like that. You knew they had kids, but you still got involved with the person knowing that they have a baby daddy, so she's going to have to talk to this person. You know, you knew. You guys know, if you start talking to a girl and she has kids, there's a lot of things that come involved with that, and you knew those going into it. So getting mad over her schedule, talking to her ex or the baby daddy because obviously they have kids, and things like that, like, and not being able to hang out with you all the time, you knew that when you first started talking to her. So getting mad about that later on, come on now, grow the fuck up. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for listening to another podcast episode. I try to bring these weekly, and thank you guys for supporting the ones, especially with guests. I am gonna have more guests coming. That way we can do more podcasts. And people love the last episode. So again, I'm looking for somebody who a mental health professional and things like that, just so we can bring different things to the table, different dynamics, asking mental health professional about dating stuff and things like that. So hopefully soon. But again, leave us a 5-star thumbs up wherever you guys are listening to.
My circle smaller than a Cheerio, cause this the company you keep. Stay woke, please don't get caught sleep. End up sowing what you reap.